All right, welcome everyone to the CPL Season 10 for another cast. I'm the FirstLaw, and I'll be doing Preseason Week 1 Group 46. So you can see the players for Group 46. I think we got RK Tarpman, Bojack, Zesky, Kraazy, and I think it's like too sexy for you, Rev. I think. Apologies if I'm saying it wrong. So a great lineup of great players. I've played. I think I played Tartman, Bojack, Zesky, and Kraazy before, but not Rev. And I know these are all really good players. So I'm looking forward to casting some really great games. So without further ado, yeah, let's get into it. So the first match will be, I believe it would be Bojack versus Too Sexy for You, Rev. And let me just fix the sound real quick, get the music going on. Alright. So the map will be retro. On the bottom left we have the, I think it's the blue Zerg, Bojack, and in the bottom right we have the yellow Protoss, Too Sexy for You, Rev. So as I've mentioned before, I have seen and I've played against Bojack before. Of course I'm a Terran player, so I don't know how his Zerg versus Protoss is, but if it's anything like his Zerg versus Terran, I'm pretty sure he'll put up a really good game. And I'm pretty sure this Protoss Too Sexy for You, Rev, is also a great player. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So Bojack, he's probably going to get the first scout with his Overlord, which is always good, but Protoss also going to get the first scout. He's going to be able to see that Overlord actually with that pathing. Yeah, so both players will get first scout. Not a huge advantage for each of these players because of this. We do see a 9 pool going down for Bojack. Is it going to be... Looks like it's going to be a forge opening. Okay, so there's not going to be any pressure early on, anything like a gate first, which would imply there'd be a zealot opening. This is a good, really good thing for Protoss when they get first scout. It's so annoying because they can just block the natural from going down, and you can see Bojack not even contesting it. He's just going to let the Protoss deny the natural and instead make his natural at his third. Alright, next is going down for Protoss. Is there any going to be... Oh, it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be drones and just 2 Zerglings just to ward away this probe here so Bojack can take his natural. So yeah, very standard build so far. Nothing, nothing like 2 gates out of Protoss or, some kind of huge Ling flood. Very standard player so far. Of course, completing that wall is our Protoss player. Just leaving a tiny gap so only 1 unit can funnel in and out at a time. Obviously very good for countering any kind of large-scale Zergling floods in the very beginning. Probe still getting scouting information, still in the base. He will probably check and see and can confirm Bojack's third. So in this early game, from the Protoss perspective, scouting is everything. I know scouting is important for every matchup, but especially in PvZ, right? Because since you lose that probe, if you lose the probe early, I mean, there's so many different builds that Zerg can do, and each of them really requires, like almost like a specific counter, right? So having this probe and keeping it alive for a long time is really huge for Protoss. Otherwise, they have to wait till their Corsair to come out to get a good scout. You know, and sometimes by then it's too late. So really good control from our yellow Protoss player with the probe. And Bojack's still droning up. Oh, double gas going down. Sort of interesting. I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a faster second gas for the Protoss. But you know, I have to mention again, I am a Terran player, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, right? And again, apologies if I, you know, get anything wrong. You know, I'm definitely not a good player by any chance, right? We're all in the CPL here to learn how to play this game, so. Alright, Bojack just getting a read on the Protoss' front. But, you know, he's not going to be able to get in at all. With a cannon, 2 Zealots, and only 2 Zerglings, there's no way he can make anything happen. Spire coming down for Bojack. And oh no, Bojack, he's got to be very... He loses the Overlord. He loses the Overlord. So, a little bit of a pickup for our Protoss player. I mean, by no means is this game over, but obviously, you know, you don't want to be getting supply blocked. Probably gonna see another hatchery come down soon. And yeah, here we go. First Corsair out, and yeah, this Corsair is going to go straight for the Zerg main. He's going to see what Bojack is up to. And we do see 5 hatcheries down. So this signals to me that this might be more of an economical game instead of any kind of, you know, fast pressure. Like, I think there was like a 973 build. Obviously, I mean, it's not going to be this build because that timing is already passed. But yeah, we also see the evolution chamber coming down. So I really feel like Bojack's planning to bring this into a longer game. Protoss just getting some cannons in his main and natural. Continue to make Corsairs in case Bojack just goes Mutalisk. But it doesn't look like Bojack is really going to go like into some kind of Mutalisk transition right now. I think he's just getting the Scourge just to be able to ward off these like Corsairs. And yeah, we even have 1 scouting Scourge. Going to see what Protoss is up to. Kind of interested to see why the Protoss is not going for Air 1 weapons. I mean, he has invested so many resources into these 4 Corsairs, right? So I mean, I would think that you want +1 air weapons, but again, he knows well. It looks like he's trying to get some harass on these Overlords, but it's not going to work. There are so many Hydralisks underneath already, taking a lot of damage. And wow, those 2 Scourge on move command misses taking on one of these Corsairs. And too sexy for you, Rev will be able to save his Corsairs. DT out at the front. Ooh, good reaction by Bojack. Bojack sees that and moves his Zergling back. There is actually no warning for Protoss when your units get... or sorry, for Zerg. My apologies, for Zerg when your units get one-shotted. So you really have to actually pay attention, especially when it comes to Dark Templars. Ooh, a little bit sloppy there. 1 Corsair taking a full Scourge hit. And a little more scouting just by the Protoss. He's going to see another hatchery going down. 6 hatcheries now for Bojack. So far, a passive game, but it's kind of feel like it's to be expected since it seems like Bojack's going for a more longer game. Picks off one of these Corsairs. Okay, 6 gates, 7. Let's see if Protoss does go for 8 gates. I have heard before of some Protoss strategies where it's sort of an all-in if they go 8 gates and they're just waiting for one huge timing. So let's see if there's one more, and it's going to be 8 gates. So yeah, this signals to me that the Protoss wants to go for some kind of like huge timing. It's almost like in Terran versus Protoss when Terran goes for like a 2-base timing or something like that. It's like the Protoss version of that. So he's just going to mass up a ton of units off these 2 gates, get his upgrades, you know, get his Templars out, building energy, which he already has, and he's going to try to make a huge push. Now, like, it doesn't, like, technically, it doesn't mean that it's completely all in, because you can actually just posture with a gigantic Protoss army and take a 3rd. But yeah, seeing the 8 gates does kind of like signal to me, you know, there is a stronger possibility that it's going to be like one timing attack. Now we see Bojack moving out on the map, checking any possible 3rd Protoss expansions. The Corsairs running into a lot of Hydralisks, losing another Corsair. Little bit of a sloppy micro, but you know, obviously, I mean, this game's really hard. It's really hard to be on top of everything all at once. And I'm actually kind of curious to see how Protoss will try to move out, because on this map, Retro, I mean, there's only 2 ways you can move out. Either up this small ramp, which is dangerous if the Zerg, you know, is already sitting on top of it, but this one single bridge, it's not the widest as well, right? So, oh, and he's making lurkers. If these lurkers come out and he can set up a lurker field here, it would be really, really hard for Protoss to, you know, bust out without taking significant damage. Okay, one observer on the field. Looks like he's scouting ahead on the high ground to 6 o'clock with his Corsairs. Maybe thinking of moving out that way. Bojack coming in for some High Templar snipes. He gets one High Templar, loses a few Hydralisks, but what was that? 3 Hydralisks for 1 High Templar? You know, I'll take that trade any day, right? Cannot be losing these High Templars in so early before the big engagements. Oh, it looks like he's coming in for another snipe. Will he get another High Templar? And he will get another High Templar. Down to 2 High Templar only is the Protoss. Well, he's getting another one, but he still needs to build energy on this. And he's coming in for another snipe, but Protoss on top of it this time, and Bojack's just gonna bleed off some Hydralisks. Okay, Bojack does have the lurkers up, but he's not spreading them, and this Zerg army has to be reinforced. Looks like he's doing it right now. If Protoss attacks right now, he can break out, but does he know? Like, does he have that game sense to make his move now before reinforcements come? It looks like he is going to do so. Moving across that single bridge, taking a lot of spine hits. I guess he's deciding the better of to be more cautious, I guess. And looks like he's going to come up on this high ground. Bojack already up on the high ground with some Hydrals, but will he be able to? Okay, you know what? I take back. Bojack's just going to go for a huge flank. So yeah, we see Hydralis coming up from the 6 o'clock. Units coming out from the bridges, but he needs to burrow those lurkers. He's not burrowing the lurkers. And all the lurkers do get picked off by the Protoss. Zerg does kind of soft deny 6 o'clock, the 3rd expansion for now, but he did lose a bulk of his army. And Protoss is now out on the map. Looks like a little bit of counterattack going on at the natural, but I don't think this will do anything. Protoss already has units in position to defend this. Hydralisks now screaming across the map, but they're not synced up. They're not synced up. They're coming in piecemeal and getting picked off. Looks like Protoss wants to make an attack on the Zerg natural. Will he be able to do it? 1 Templar picked off. Okay, that is a good storm. Yeah, now Protoss is right on the doorstep of Bojack. Can he break the Zerg right here? Ooh, looks like he can. The Bojack's macro looks like it's slipping a bit. banking a lot of minerals and a lot of gas. But actually, yeah, it does look like the Protoss will be pushed back for now. Back to the high ground. Looks like he'll just hold the high ground and take the 6 o'clock. Which is a smart move, right? I mean, you don't want to continue to attack if you feel overextended. Yeah, I don't think he should attack. I mean, this would definitely be an overextension now if he attacked. I mean, there's too many units out for Zerg, but looks like he's going for it anyway. That is a really good storm. Catches a lot of those Hydralisks. More Zerg reinforcements, more Protoss reinforcements, sorry, are coming. And you know what? This is why I said I'm not good at like in terms of game knowledge for this matchup, because I thought it was an overextension. I thought, you know, with the amount of hatcheries that the Zerg had in minerals, he would be able to rally and push this back. But looks like too sexy for you, Rev. He has Bojack's number. I mean, he's in the natural. He's doing a ton of damage. Good egg block on the ramp, you know, to prevent the Protoss units from just streaming into the main. But things look really desperate with more reinforcements coming in. I don't know if Bojack can hold this anymore. Yeah, natural hatchery going down. Another macro hatch going down as well. He does have some lurkers. I don't see any observer here, so he might be able to push this back. Zerglings coming, you know, to help from the third. But this is just so much damage, though. This is already so much damage from the Protoss. Zerg does have a fourth, but it's not saturated, right? And Protoss now moving up to the third. If the Zerg loses the third here, I don't think that he can come back. The evolution chambers with the upgrades are here. 3 macro hatches and a ton of drones are here. So yeah, and Bojack taps out. GG. Alright, that was a great game from our Protoss player. He definitely knows the timings better than than I do. I really didn't think that last attack would have worked, but I mean, he obviously recognized that he could take the game right there, and he attacked and, you know, ended up taking the game. So really well played by him. Okay, so we're down to the second match of this week, and it will be our Zerg player Bojack again versus our Terran player Kraazy. The map again will be retro because, you know, all the preseason first week preseason games are played on the same map, right? So anyway, without further ado, on the top right we have, I think that's Cyan. Am I even saying that right? Cyan colored Zerg Bojack, and we have the green Terran Kraazy in the top left. Alright, Bojack is coming across the map with his Overlord. Will get first scout against Kraazy. Again, very lucky for Bojack. When you get first scout, you can see if, you know, the Terran is doing something like an 8 racks or anything like that, right? And giving you a lot more opportunity to prepare for it. But looks like Kraazy actually isn't going to go for 8 racks anyway. It looks like it's a really standard play. 9 supply depot going down. I'm a little surprised that he didn't build, like, you know, one of those kind of those walls in the front that Terran really loves to do these days. It really helps with, you know, ling all-ins and allows you to take your natural without much worry, right? But, you know, not that big of a deal. 12 hatch coming down from Bojack. Very standard play from both players so far. And looks like Bojack will go for a scouting drone, but he won't really need it though, since his Overlord will be able to spot Kraazy's base first. And look at this. Is this a 14 command center or 13 command center? It is. So Kraazy is all in with the eco chi. So this is a 13 CC, but Bojack sees it. He sees it. And let's see what his response is. Kraazy's at least going to get first scout as well. Now I'm actually kind of concerned for Kraazy right now, because he went for 14 CC and there is no wall or anything, right? So in my experience with 14 CC, like you can see how like the spawning pool is already done. Like the Zerglings will be able to get to Kraazy's base before, you know, like he can get a bunker and Marines up. So I mean I am worried for Kraazy right now. And yeah, we do see Zerglings being made right now. Third hatch coming down for Bojack in base. Alright, Zerglings already flooding out. Kraazy has to make Marines and a bunker right now. Still no first Marine being made. Oh, I felt like that was so delayed though. And it was delayed because he went for an engineering bay first. Zerglings now streaming across the map. There's not a single Marine out on the map. This could be it. I mean, this could be it. Well, okay, Bojack's got to go in. He's got to. All right, looks like he will be harassing the natural. This is actually smart from Bojack, because Kraazy already has 2 SCVs blocking the ramp. Will force Kraazy now to lift his command center. But you know, overall, I feel like Kraazy, he did not take as much damage as I thought that he would. He actually, it wasn't bad for him at all. Like, despite what could have happened, right? Kraazy already moving down the ramp, retaking his natural. Oh, this is like really risky. I mean, he does have an SCV in the main. But I mean, it wasn't continuously scouting, so the Zerg could have had a lot of Zerglings right there, right? And that could have been it. But Bojack opting to drone instead, so. And Kraazy coming back with the Zerglings, just gonna ward away the scout. Yeah, so all in all, I do believe Kraazy is actually ahead, since he got away with that 14 CC. It only took a little bit of mining damage. No, not mining lost time damage. So Spire on the way. Kraazy's SCV still alive, so he's going to be able to see the tech choice coming out from Bojack. Speed done, so this SCV will finally be picked off. One sunken colony being morphed. I don't know, I think this is a little bit cautious. I can understand certainly why he would do that, but with an Overlord in position, he can see like any kind of move out, right? And with the colonies already done, like if you morph them right away when you see the Terran move out, they'll definitely be done just as the Terran like arrives. So wow, look at that, +1, almost done, halfway done, stim on the way, range after, Kraazy making a move out. Second sunken, yeah, being morphed. Bojack's gotta be careful. This is how many Marines? 9 Marines, 2 medics. 9 Marines and 2 medics can actually bust 2 Stunkins, and yeah, see, Bojack also knows that, so he's making a 3rd colony. He's gonna go for a little bit of a counterattack with these Zerglings, but a Farbat already in place with a medic on the ramp. Looks like Kraazy not gonna press the issue very, very wisely. 3 Stunkins will definitely stop this stim timing. The Zerglings killed by these SCVs. I don't think they got any SCVs, so 5 barracks coming down. So this is like a modified version of the 5 barracks plus 1 build, right? Because he went 13 CC. Turrets just shy of being finished. So Bojack having a little bit of a timing, but not really a big issue because Kraazy's Marines are already here and they will allow the turrets to be finished. Right, Bojack, he now has enough Mutalisks to one-hit the SCVs. So we'll see if he can get some damage done. Kraazy sending his Firebat down to the bottom right. Scout for a third from Bojack. Man, this turret placement and turret cover is so good from Kraazy. Really denying the Mutalisks from getting much damage done. I mean, he's gotten one or like a few SCVs here and there, but it honestly doesn't feel like it's enough, especially since Kraazy went for that 13 CC. I mean, he has to continue producing SCVs now. He's a little bit low on SCVs. Oh, picking off a stray Mutalisk. That's not what you want to see happen. Zerglings flooding across the map. Picking off a few of these stray medic and Marines. A little bit sloppy, I think, on both sides. Losing a few units for nothing. Bojack's got to be careful not to lose the Mutalisks. Okay, good control there. Look at a random drone out on the map. Okay, so this does seem like that Bojack wants to maybe, I think, clean up this Marine and Medic force out in the open if it's not reinforced. He has made quite a few Zerglings and he still retains his Mutalisk. But we'll see if he's able to do that. Bojack, meanwhile, back in Kraazy's main, getting some damage done. He's killing the Marines and such, but crucially, he's not killing the SCVs, right? And so Kraazy's economy is... Well, I would say it's okay, but I mean, he's not making more SCVs, so... But hold that thought. A huge attack by Kraazy to Bojack's natural. Looks like he will be able to bust these sunken colonies. Zerglings and Mutalisks out of position. This could be GG if he gets a lot of the drones. And looks like Bojack is not pulling away his drones, so he's going to lose all of these drones. I mean, Bojack looks like he will be able to clean up all these Marine Medic at the natural, but the damage has been done, you know, like... I mean, as a Terran player, you take this trade any day. This is so much damage already. Down to 13 drones, right? Against 37 SCVs. Hydralisks do come out, though. Looks like it's going to be Lurkers. The aspect not completely researched yet. And let's see if Kraazy does land this factory, since he does see the Lurkers, but looks like he's not going to. He's just going to go into pure SK Terran style with the 2 starports. And it looks like another Mutalisk will get picked off. And that drone as well. Kraazy coming back out on the map. If he spots these Lurkers, that would be huge. And he does see them. Bojack, he's got to run these Lurkers or burrow them. Looks like he is opting to run the Lurkers and then burrow them, but he lost 2 Lurkers there, and 2 of them are severely damaged already. A huge pickup from Kraazy. Kraazy now reinforcing his Marine Medic out in the middle of the map. Science facility coming down. Third base, is coming down for Bojack, but I kind of feel like that's a little bit late, right? He needed that quite a lot earlier. Look at 3 kills. I'm actually not certain. Were these like 3 from Zerglings or just from like drones trying to take the bottom right? It's hard, you know. Sometimes it's hard to like pay attention to everything happens. So you know, you keep on moving like a drone or a worker to build a third, and it keeps getting denied. And with all the action happening, right, can't really focus on that. Oh, looks like would it be a 3 Lurker? Okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be like something like a 3 Lurker like counterattack, but Bojack just setting up on the 12 o'clock. Maybe some stop Lurker action. Kraazy, meanwhile, moving to Bojack's natural. He's going to make an attack. If he's going to make an attack, he's got to hit before these lurkers, right? Because with 3 lurkers and 3 Stunkins, he will never be able to break that. Not without vessel support. Ooh, interesting. Kraazy has actually chosen to go dropships before vessels. I guess he senses that he's far enough ahead that he can get away with this. Because usually you want to get like 4 vessels maybe before you get your dropships. But I guess because of the damage he's done already, he feels like he's able to delay the vessels, right, and go for dropships. Okay, looks like we have an attack coming in, but this is like a suicide attack. He's not gonna be. Yeah, wisely, Kraazy pulls back. Way too many lurker and sunken colonies. Double drops now coming in, and Bojack just GG's. So great game played by Kraazy there. His risk in taking that 13cc earlier really paid off, and you know he just had so many units out on the map so much earlier than you know usually Zergs would expect, and I really feel like that helped him win. Alright, we're going to head off to our 3rd match of this group. And the 3rd match of this group will be between Tarpman and Too Sexy For You again. Our Protoss champion from the first match. So our Zerg player Tarpman spawning at the top right. The blue Zerg and Too Sexy For You. The red Protoss spawning at the top left. I just find it kind of coincidental that all 3 games have had the players both spawn at like the top right and the top left. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. I think the first game he was actually in the bottom right, bottom left, bottom right. My bad. All right, both players gonna get first scout again, so. No scouting advantage for either player. Looks like Tarpman is going to go for that overpool. Yeah, and there we see it. Pool going down. Let's see what the Protoss response will be. I think this is going to be a 12 next? No, I don't think it will be. No, I don't think it will be 12 next. Again, Protoss blocking the Zerg natural. Tarpman not even going to contest that. He's going to go straight for the 3rd and build his natural there. Forge going down first. So it's probably going to be Forge expand. Very standard stuff. Even a Manor Pylon coming down here. Blocking that drone from making a natural. Yeah, but Tarpman's just going to grab his natural at his 3rd. Nexus coming down. Cannon soon to follow. And looks like Protoss will see the 2 Zerglings coming out, and these 2 Zerglings again are just there to ward away the probe and to try to prevent the probe from further scouting. Yep, and another hatchery will be built at the natural. The super standard play so far, nothing too cheesy or anything out of the ordinary from both players. And again, you know, something I'd really noticed about Too Sexy For You, he has like pretty decent probe micro. He's able to keep his probe inside the main and alive for a long time. But you know, of course, just as I say that, the probe dies to Zergling, right? So Protoss will basically be blind until he gets his Corsair out now. Yeah, 2 Zerglings on the ramp just to prevent any further scout from coming in, but I'm not sure if Protoss will even try that at this point. Okay, a layer coming down now. Probably have a Spire to follow, and then a Hydralisk then. Second Simulator coming down again for our Protoss player. Okay, so it's not going to be any kind of Hydra all-in, I don't think. Or 973 or anything like that, because he's produced... I don't know, 9... Well, you know what? Maybe it's too early to call that. More Zerglings being made by Tarpman. I think that he probably wants the Zerglings just to have a soft contain, but probably forgot that the 2 Zerglings are blocking his ramp. Whoa, is this even tight against this rubble? That's why he's got to put 2 Zealots. I thought he only needed 1 Zealot, but yeah, maybe it's not tight, right? Against the rubble, that's why he needs to have 2 Zealots. And yeah, here the Zerglings come. So just like a soft contain, right, in front of the Protoss natural. Yeah, 4th Hatchery coming down, Spire coming down. Alright, so yeah, it's not going to be some kind of Hydra all-in at this point. Seems like it's going to be more of a macro game. Similar to what we saw in the first game, right? The first Protoss first Zerg game. Corsair on the way. We have a little bit of a move out from Protoss. Citadel going down. It's very quick tech. And yeah, this Corsair is going to see what the Zerg is up to. Wow, look at that drone amount. Already 33 drones from Tarpman. Tarpman is droning up like crazy. 5 hatcheries out for Tarpman already. Ooh, 2 Scourge are here. Protoss has to be careful. He will be able to save that Corsair. And Tarpman's got to be careful not to lose those Scourge. Yeah, he does lose the 2 Scourge. You know, not the end of the world, not too big of a deal. Looks like Tarpman is actually going to go Metalisk. But Protoss is ready for it already. He's continuing to produce Corsairs, already has cannons in the main and in the natural. Archive's nearly done, so he will be definitely ready for this. Alright, let's see what Tarpman can get done with his Metalisk Scourge Air Force. Of course, the Scourge there just to try to pick off any kind of defending Corsair. Six Metalisk, that is enough to one-shot a probe. Getting some good damage done. A few probes picked off. Corsairs now coming to his natural to defend. Scourge, looks like they were posturing to maybe make a dive in for it, but Tarpman decides better against it. And now we got a lot more Scourge coming in. "47 drones already, wow. Tarpman is really powering hard on his drones. Looks like Tarpman, he's gonna swing around, try to do some damage at the main. Again, a few Zerglings just out of Protoss's base to spot any potential move out. Is Tarpman gonna try to dive in and do some damage in the main, or maybe? Yeah, looks like he is gonna try to do that. Wow, that is so many Scourge, huge Scourge fleet. 2 cannons already in position though. Corsairs are now here to ward away this Mutaflock, but they've got to be careful. Like with so many Scourge out, right? You don't want to be losing those Corsairs so early on. Tarpman thinking of taking a 4th himself, starting to switch into Hydralisk. If Tarpman can actually hold and secure this 4th, which he's building, and get it up saturated, he will actually be in a really, really good position, right? I mean, his supply is almost already even with the Protoss, and when Zerg's supply is up against Protoss, you know, they are definitely feeling confident, definitely feeling strong. Protoss once again going for that 8 gate off 2 bases play, which allowed him to win in that first game, of course. Wow, but Tarpman, yeah, he's really on top of his macro. I feel consistently, you know, under like 100 or even 200 minerals, right? Getting that 4th down. He's got so many units. +1 is done for Protoss. So definitely get a little bit of that power spike. Yeah, he should probably start weapons too if he can, but I think he's using all the gas he can for Templars. So yeah, it feels like the Protoss is gonna try to do again some kind of like timing, like an 8 gate timing, right? Again, you know, I think if I remember, you can actually like just expand behind it, but with these 8 gates out, it does feel like it's some kind of you know, timing attack. And yeah, Protoss is moving out across the map now. Tarpman is aware of it, gets one Corsair, pardon me, with the Scourge. But he's got to be careful, a little bit of a dance going on between the Mutalisk and Scourge. Okay, Tarpman now moving out with a huge Hydra Lurker force. I think you should wait for the Lurkers to finish. There's only 4 High Templars though, and what I'm worried about the Protoss is that, like, with so many Scourge and with the Mutalisk out, these High Templar are so vulnerable. You know, if they get picked off before the fight, this could be GG, right? And looks like Tarpman is diving on the Templars. Well, that was actually a good storm. Did a lot of damage, but he gets 1 High Templar, gets 2, gets 3. He gets all of the High Templars. So this attack will basically, you know, be over. It's over before it started, basically. The Zealots are never going to break this amount of Hydra Lurker. In fact, even with those 4 High Templars, I mean, it was already a tall order, right? But now I don't think the Protoss can take this fight. He's got to retreat. Those Spines just doing so much damage to these Zealots. It looks like Tarpman's actually going to push the issue. He's going to set up a soft contain in front of the Protoss. He knows the Protoss army is you know, is basically really weak right now. So taking this opportunity just to contain the Protoss. Building Exodus block. Oh no, I think this gate is actually this gate formation is actually blocking Dragoons, especially from coming out, so it's not really good. Looks like there's going to be a Zealot attack at the 4th, but Tarpman already on top of that. He's going to sandwich these Zealots, and you know, the only thing the Zealots are going to get is like 1 Hydralisk, I think. Wow, so Tarpman in a dominating position right now. Almost 50, well, maybe like 30 something supply up against our Protoss player here. And it really does feel like the Protoss is in a lot of trouble. That one army that he made off 8 gates, it failed to do any damage, and he didn't secure a 3rd off it, right? So not really sure what Protoss can do to get back in it. And now, like, Tarpman is growing so huge. He's got the entire, like, half of this map, 4 bases. Another small counterattack, but then, you know, that's not really going to do anything. I mean, these Corsairs will try to get what they can get, but maybe get some scouting as well. But as the Protoss, I mean, all he's seeing is how huge Tarpman is growing. He's going to have like 1 million hatches, infinity minerals soon, 61 drones already. And he already has a soft contain up here. I guess the one saving grace for our Protoss player is that, yeah, this is only a soft contain and not a hard contain. And he will probably be able to bust out of this and perhaps secure like a third, right? I mean, he has to secure a third and try to play a long game now, right? Timing is over. Tarpman trying to reinforce. Ooh, good pick off on that observer, so those lurkers will be able to run rampant now. I think I've heard it said that. Okay, I'll hold that thought. Tarpman coming up with a huge Hydra line, going to deny Protoss third, and I think this is it. I don't think the Protoss can recover from this. Why is he burrowing? Okay, well, burrowing and unburrowing his Hydralisk. Maybe trying to do like a victory dance or something, I don't know. Yeah, Protoss trying to like defend his third, but there's just no way. Just too much Zerg already. That was a good control in the Hydralisk to minimize the storm damage. And yeah, we have a good game out of 2 Sexy for you. Alright, yeah, that was a really good game out of Tarpman. I was really impressed, especially by his macro. You know, he managed to get so many drones so quickly, right? And build a huge army, and it really felt like he was in charge of in control of the game at all points. That was definitely well played by him. Okay, on to our 4th match now. I think this will be a Zerg versus Zerg. So this will be Bojack versus, I think, Tarpman. Yep, and so this could be a quick match, as most Zerg versus Zergs are. From the top right, we have Bojack with this yellowish color, and we have this, like, I guess like peach or white-ish color for Tarpman in the bottom left. So for Zerg vs Zerg, you know, I have been told that it's basically almost like a coin flip, right? I mean, it does come down to like micro as well in control, but a lot of people say it's, you know, it's almost like a coin flip, right? Like, you know, you can get hard countered really easily if you do the wrong build, and you know, even if you like screw up your micro once. Because usually Zerg vs Zerg devolves into some kind of Mutalisk or Zergling or some combination of those 2 units, right? You mess up the micro once and it's over, right? And each drone in this matchup is worth its weight in gold. So definitely, of the 3 mirror matchups, it's definitely the most, I guess you could say definitely the most down to the wire. Like you're always basically on edge, right? And we see mirror builds, sorry, coming out from Tarpman and Bojack. Nobody gonna take a risk like maybe like a 12 hatch first or something like that. Yeah, so both of these players are probably gonna go lair and then get a Spire right after, before expanding, if they even get to that stage of the game. Yeah, so far mirror builds coming out from both players. Okay, Bojack Zerglings spawning as well as Tarpmans. Both of them are heading straight across to each other's bases, but unfortunately, because they both scouted in somewhat the wrong pattern, they're going to miss each other. However, Tarpman is heading toward Bojack's base, and Bojack's Zerglings might be caught out in the open, and if he's noticing, he could get a couple free Zergling kills, and this would be huge. Yeah, he does notice now, and this is actually huge for Tarpman. Bojack's Zerglings were not together. You can see like the rest of his Zerglings are back here, and now he bled off a lot of Zerglings already. Tarpman in Bojack's main, in his mineral line. Looks like he's only fighting Zergling against Zergling right now. Still okay, as long as he doesn't lose those drones, Bojack is okay. I mean, yeah, you take a little damage from lost like mining time, but it's not too bad. Speed kicking in for both Tarpman and Bojack Zerglings. And yeah, looks like Bojack is going to play a little bit more safe, building that Zergling arc on top of his ramp. Not going to let any more of Tarpman's Zerglings in. So yeah, Bojack, that could have like spun out of control really quickly when Tarpman's Zerglings got in his base, but you didn't lose any drones, so definitely still in it. Spire coming down for both players as expected. Tarpman with 9 Zerglings, Bojack with 7. But with Bojack's positioning, like again with the arc both like this ramp, right, and it negates some of Tarpman's Zergling advantage. So yeah, he has, well, I don't know, he has 11 Zerglings now, and he might be able to break this if he micros correctly. But yeah, it looks like he's just content to just sit on the bottom of the ramp and build his own arc. Bojack actually has 13 drones to Tarpman's 11 due to the fact that Tarpman made more Zerglings. So in the long run, this actually will favor like Bojack. You can see his money, his minerals are higher than Tarpman's, right? So the longer this game plays out, theoretically Bojack is will be ahead, right? Since he'll be able to make more Metalisk and Zergling. Looks like Tarpman falling back to his own base. First Metalisk out. Tarpman, he's gonna go for a natural expansion, same as Bojack. Oh, he's gotta make sure to mineral walk that or move his Zerglings to make sure that drone can actually build the base. So yeah, definitely the longer this game goes on, definitely Bojack will be in a better position due to his drone advantage, right? Especially since both players are going for, you know, another hatchery. In this matchup, I feel like if you have a large amount of drones, obviously like more than your opponent, that's good. But if you don't expand, you can't spend the money, right? Because you don't have the larva. But since both players are expanding, Bojack definitely in the lead. Tarpman actually sneaking in some drones of his own, so it's 11 to 12 now, closing that economic gap. But Bojack has been mining off his superior drone count for a much longer time, so he's got a little bit more of a reserve, as you can see, of money. Both players not willing to make the first move, just playing defensively with their Muta Zergling. Just content on probably trying to wait till their economies are a little bit better. The second hatchery is coming up. Carapace on the way, I think for both players, yeah. That's the upgrade you want, as the Carapace, it reduces the amount of glaive damage, like the glaive worm damage, when it bounces to the other units. That's the biggest thing, right? And you can see Bojack getting Scourge. Tarpman doesn't have any Scourge yet, but the idea behind the Scourge, or as I understand it, is that one hit from the Scourge doesn't kill the Metalisk, but it damages the Metalisk really, really like severely. So where you can basically one hit it, right, with your other Mutalisk, right? More and more Mutalisk coming out for Bojack. Looks like Tarpman is going to send one sacrificial Ling to see. Well, actually didn't. Well, I mean, he did see like the creep of Bojack, so he does know that he expanded, right? But besides that, he didn't really see that much. See the Mutalisk count: 9 Mutalisks for Tarpman, and again 9 for Bojack. So both of them are basically even on Mutalisk. Except that Bojack does have 2 Scourge. 5 Zerglings to 9 Zerglings for Tarpman. Looks like Tarpman gonna send out another sacrificial Ling just for scouting. The Zerglings actually, they have a few a few utilities that you can actually use them for. It's not only for like counterattacks and stuff, right? Which can definitely win the game, right? If your Mutalisk out of position and the Zerglings kill all your drones, you're definitely ahead. But in like a Mutalisk Zergling Mutalisk air-to-air fight, if you have your Zerglings or even Overlords close by, they can actually soak up the glaive damage, right? So allowing your Mutalisk force to win. And so it's a little bit of a cool utility that they have as well. Yeah, I like this one Zergling from Bojack, constantly patrolling his like I guess the left-hand side of his base, right, to scout for any kind of potential Mutalisk like fly-in. And now Tarpman is actually up on drones against Bojack, 17 to 15 drones. Okay, so he now is again taking the eco lead, but look at this, Bojack going for a 3rd hatchery. Now if this 3rd hatchery gets up, he will have 9 larvae. Alright, because it's 3 larvae per larvae, sorry, per hatchery, so he will be able to outproduce Tarpman. And again, this will be this is pretty huge, right? It's not nothing. I mean, this could decide the game, right? A lot of Scourge coming out for Bojack. Wow, 12 plus Scourge, 11 Mutalisk. Tarpman coming out with his own Scourge as well now. Tarpman taking a 3rd on location. Okay, this is a little risky, right? But hold that thought. Bojack coming across the map with a huge air force of Mutalisk Scourge, looking to take the fight, and this will be the fight that decides it all. Wow, okay, that was a lot more one-sided than I thought. Yeah, last time I checked, they both had about 11 Mutalisks, so that was quite a lot more one-sided than I thought. Wow, okay, really good Scourge connections from Tarpman, but Bojack still with 6 Mutalisks, and now the drone line is naked. He's gonna get so many drones. Scourge coming out to, yeah, okay, he's gonna get a couple more of these Mutalisks, but this is critical damage already. This is, this is critical damage. In ZVZ, you can't lose basically a single drone. It looks, was there? Yeah, there wasn't a run by, but yeah, Tarpman just taps out. It's a really good play by Bojack, winning that crucial air fight. Alright, on to the next match. We have Tarpman versus Kraazy. So both of these, I think so far, both of them have been undefeated. So this will be like a match of champions. So we have Tarpman, the purple Zerg on the top right. Kraazy, again, the green Terran on the bottom left. Maybe Kraazy likes that color. Maybe that's his lucky color, green. Overlord for Tarpman moving to the top left. Fortunately for him, he's not going to be able to scout Kraazy first. But it is cross map, so unless Kraazy, does something crazy by scouting cross map first, he probably won't get the first scout as well. So it's okay. But I want to see if Kraazy goes for that 13 command center again, if it goes for that eco cheese again. Because especially since this is cross map, if he does do it right, this is basically the best position to do it in. The rush distance to punish this is so long, right? And he's going to have more time to prepare since Tarpman will not get first scout. So we'll see what happens. Nothing too crazy coming out of Kraazy. Nothing, no 8 racks or anything. Looks pretty standard from both players. Probably gonna have a 12 hatch coming out from Tarpman. Right. Yeah, just waiting for him to accumulate that drone count and that mineral count. Okay, Kraazy, he's not gonna do that 13 command center. He probably feels like he's pushed his luck far enough with that the first time he did it, so he will be playing much more standard. I'm going to be sending out a scout on 12. Super standard from both players. Yeah, and Tarpman sending out a drone to scout, just in case, you know, it is like 8 racks or like proxy racks or something like that, right? Kraazy should know that this is top right if he does see the Overlord, right? Because he'll know that the Overlord was sent from the top right. And yeah, Tarpman knows. Tarpman knows it's Kraazy's bottom left. Well, he didn't scout all the way, but I guess... Okay, now he knows for sure. Now he knows for sure. Yeah, Kraazy gonna go for 15 command center, Rax command center, is he? Or yeah, he should be going for a Rax command center, yeah. 3 hatchery play again coming out from Tarpman. Kraazy's gonna be able to see everything. Tarpman's gonna see the 15 command center, but he's probably not gonna be able to see the gas timing, as the Marine is already out. Yeah, so I guess Tarpman really does like... well, actually, I shouldn't say that, like Tarpman... Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it seems like both of the Zerg versus Terran that I've casted, the Zergs have gone for like 3 hatch play instead of like 2 hatch Mutalisk or something like that, or 2.5 hatch, which is kind of surprising to me, because I kind of feel like 3 hatchery play has fallen a little bit out of favor. By no means is it non-viable. It's just that I feel like 2.5 hatch especially has taken over, right? Kraazy doing a good job of keeping his SCV alive. He's going to be able to see the drone count. Oh, looks like... Okay, you know, whenever I say that like a player has good like worker control and they're keeping their scout alive for a long time, their scout instantly dies the second I say that. So maybe I should stop saying that. Kraazy's sending out another scout, but it's going to be scouted by the Zergling from Tarpman. And yeah, looks like Tarpman is going to maneuver his Zerglings to intercept and stop that scout. Let's see if he's able to do it. Yeah, I think he's able to do it. Let's see if he's only already on 15 health. Yeah, and we do see Academy Engineering Bay going down for Kraazy. So it signals to me that he's going to do like 5 racks plus 1, which is a good counter to 3 hatchery play. It's super strong against what Tarpman is doing actually, which is 3 hatchery Mutalisk play. Okay. Okay, we have Zerglings with speed coming across the map. Just a bit of a Zergling scout in front of Kraazy's main. Whenever you see like Zergling speed as Terran, I mean, at this stage of the game, you get a little worried because it could be a mass Zergling flood and there's basically no sim at the front. I mean, this one supply depot is not Sim City. I mean, it's too wide, right? Another depot coming down here. I guess that closes the gap a bit more, I guess. With this Comsat, it's even better, so. Yeah, I actually heard a comsat go off. I'm pretty sure that was just Kraazy checking the main, and he probably knows, yeah, it's going to be Mutalisk. Yeah, and it is the 5 racks plus 1 build. So it looks like Kraazy is going to press the Zerglings away, and he gets a few Zerglings. Good reaction by Tarpman though, like not losing more Zerglings than just 2. I know that it can be so hard as Zerg sometimes when a Terran just catches you off guard. The Zerglings have such little HP. It looks like one Marine's gonna get a good control by Kraazy. Good control on top of his Marines, not even losing a single Marine. Yeah, Mutalisk are now out on the map. But even this cross spawn position is helping Kraazy out, since the Mutalists have to take longer to fly toward Kraazy's main. So yeah, the turrets will be out on time, basically. Great positioning by Kraazy. Going to intercept the Mutalisk. Gets one Mutalisk already. Loses a few Marines, but it's, yeah, I'd take that trade any day. Another Mutalisk goes down. Kraazy right now doing a great job. Third hatchery coming down from Tarpman on the bottom right. Tarpman looking for an angle, trying to pick off some Marines. And now this is the strength of the 5 racks plus 1. He has so many Marines and medics out on the field so quickly that he can now just go, just like press across the field. And the thing is, Tarpman can't really harass the Terran economy. He has to use his Mutalisk to keep these Marines from just walking across the map, right? But oh, look at this! Is there going to be a Zergling counterattack? Looks like there is a Zergling counterattack. Tarpman being able to pick off those Marines and maybe even get the turrets in the natural. If he does get that, it would open up the natural for Mutalisk harass. Oh, Tarpman, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful there. Loses one Mutalisk. A few more Mutalisks heavily bruised. And Kraazy does turn back and clean up those Zerglings. So, I mean, the Zergling, they did do some damage, but I don't know if it was enough. And again, taking more damage on those Mutalisks. Getting intercepted by Kraazy again. 8 Mutalisks, but all of these Mutalisks are very, very bruised, right? And let's see where Kraazy is scanning. He's just scanning the possible expansion locations. Okay, Tarpman does have Lurker on the way, so I don't think that he will get busted if the Lurker comes out, but he can't lose these Mutalisk in the middle of the map. Loses another one. Kraazy has so many medic Marine, gonna be able to pick up another Overlord. Supply blocking Tarpman. This is only one. Yeah, it's only one Lurker. He has 2 of these in his third, which is good, but I'm kind of worried about like the main. I mean, this definitely could get broken if he's not careful. This amount of medic Marine with a good arc. Looks like Tarpman moving his Mutalisk and Zergling back across the map, maybe thinking of doing a counterattack maybe, or just to pick off any kind of reinforcing Marine medic. As you can see, these Marine medics will be picked off by this small group that Tarpman has sent. Will it be? Yeah, it will be. This is really, really good play from Tarpman, by the way. Really good play from Zerg. The Terran strength in their army is basically their unity, and they're weak when spread out, right? So if you can intercept any of these reinforcements, it just makes the big engage, you know, the one big engage much better for you as Zerg. Really good play from Tarpman. Looks like Tarpman might be doing a counterattack. He's got to be careful though. Kraazy coming back, and he will sandwich this force. Yeah, catching basically all of those Zerglings, but crucially, at least Tarpman kept his Mutalisk alive, right? And this is the crucial thing. Oh, he's got to be careful. Okay, oh, I thought Tarpman was going to fly over all those Marines again. That would have been but he might still lose them if he's not paying attention. Loses one Mutalisk. But good pullback though, and good on Kraazy to see that. Kraazy now going down to the bottom right, switching around, but there is already 4 Lurkers here, right? Nidus Canal coming up. So without any vessel support, this position is unbreakable. You could have like 50 Marines and they would not be able to break these 4 Lurkers on a ramp. So both players now just transitioning from the early to the mid to late game. Kraazy now positioning 2 groups of medic marines, one at the third to prevent Tarpman from grabbing a quick fourth, another one in front of the natural. So this is just to prevent any kind of move out from the natural, like a counter attack or anything, right? So this is really good play from Kraazy. He's going to be able to get another overlord. Just always a nice pick off. Is he going to make an attack? And he just picks off one lurker. That was actually a good pick from Kraazy. Wow, look at this huge Scourge fleet. Tarpman really afraid of drop strips, I guess. I mean, as he should be. I mean, last time Kraazy won, basically, with that drop in the main, so... Well, that was the nail in the coffin, so... And speaking of air defense, even though it seems like Mealists have reduced utility now, since the early to mid-game is over, that's not necessarily true. If you keep your Mealists alive to this stage of the game, they're really good for, like, stopping drops as well. I mean, not just with the Scourge. So Kraazy definitely going to have a harder time getting dropships this time, if he's going to use them. And you can see Kraazy playing a lot more standard. And he's going to get his vessels before dropships. I mean, in that other game he went dropships first. And I think that was because he felt that he was so ahead with the damage he did. So he could do it. But definitely realizing that this game state is a lot more balanced. Therefore going for vessels first. And yeah, he's going for 4 vessels. I mean, a minimum, I guess, before. Ooh, 2 really good irradiates. Gets a defiler, gets 1 lurker. There are 2 lurkers and Dark Swarm here. So I don't know if Kraazy can bust this. Tarpman cycling his Air Force down here. If he can get some picks on those science vessels. Oh, nice. He's moving the vessels away. But yeah, if Tarpman can get any of these vessels early on, that would be huge. But yeah, I have to also like praise Tarpman. He got that hatchery up really quickly, that 4th hatchery. Once Zerg gets that 4th gas, wait, hold that thought, we see a huge attack. Okay, that was not the attack Kraazy was looking for. That entire force getting cleaned up. Tarpman pouncing on Kraazy's mistake, cleaning up that entire medic marine force. Oh, these 4 vessels are really exposed. I mean, that's a good irradiate, but... Okay, he only loses 1 vessel. Okay, he gets away. That's okay. Well, maybe he's gonna lose. Okay, he loses 2 vessels. That's not good. Well, he does clean up basically all the Mutalisk and the Scourge, but I don't know. I don't know if that was worth it. Yeah, 3 lurkers and a defiler. Kraazy's not gonna be able to break this. Not now. And I expect Ultralisk Cavern to be on the way, and yeah, it is on the way already. Armor. Yeah, and melee attack on the way. Wow, so many Zerglings, so many Defilers. It's like Tarpman thinking to maybe press the issue at his main. He definitely will be able to do it. Probably on Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm and Plague combination would be great. He doesn't have the Defiler energy upgrade yet. Wait, that's a good Plague. Hitting so many Marine medic. 3rd coming down for Kraazy. More vessels coming out, which is smart. Double engineering base coming up. No add-on for the facility yet, though. Usually Terran players like to get what's the physics lab, so they can get the battle cruisers. They're really good. I guess he's just sticking to vessels for now. Looks like there was a little bit of an attack on this, but it was repelled. My apologies, I didn't catch that. Ooh, Tarpman, you gotta be careful. Okay, he saves his Defiler. Looks like we have another swarm, and will be a swarm in play. Okay, he does 2 Dark Swarms, pushes away those Marine medics up at his 3rd and 4th base. Really, Tarpman's just trying to clear up avenues of attack now, right? Forcing Kraazy to basically allow him to be able to counterattack, but Kraazy is doing a good job of, like, you know, continuing to hold both sides, basically, so to speak. Because once the Terran loses control of the positions that Zerg can do counterattacks from, like this 3rd, you can see this 3rd is naked, right? It opens up like either counterattacks to like attacks even on your natural and such, right? Looks like Tarpman wants to go for 5th gas. This This is really, really greedy, but looks like he actually will get away with it. Oh, hold that thought. At the same time, a huge attack from Kraazy on Tarpman's 4th. Swarm goes down. There's no fire bats though, so these Zerglings will do work. Keep pulling going down. So yeah, this was actually a huge moment there. If Kraazy had been able to kill this base, I would say that he's almost even ahead, but Tarpman held that pretty well. We have an Eraser going down, killing all the drones at the 4th. Is Tarpman not noticing? So that's at least a little bit of a consolation for Kraazy. Kraazy making another attack at the 4th. This attack might do it though. Firebats in the mix. 2 Ultras out. They do have that crucial Carapace upgrade though. Let's see what the upgrades are for Return Marine 2-2. Kraazy on top of his upgrades as well. 2-2 is the minimum amount of upgrades you need, right? To face up against like 4-1 Ultras. And looks like there are enough Ultras, especially with that Dark Drone. He is going to be able to push back that Medic Marine. Kraazy getting that hatchery though, but I kind of feel like that's like, it's a little bit too late though, because Tarpman already has another hatchery here. Although he does have to resaturate it though, I kind of feel. Good irradiates coming down from the Ultras, softening them up. Tarpman now making attack on the main, cleaning out those Medic Marines that have been holding on in front of his base for so long. 2 vessels here. They're gonna irradiate, maybe, maybe not. Looks like another counterattack is already happening from Tarpman. No, maybe just. I thought he might have been making. Okay, yeah, looks like he is planning to make one, right? He's forming up these Ultras. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna try to make a counterattack maybe on the 3rd and at the natural at the same time. But Kraazy on top of it. And these Ultras already super bruised. So Kraazy will be able to hold both sides, I think. Ooh, look at this. He's got to be careful. Scourge right here. Terran signs. Oh, it looks like they will. I was about to say they're going to get away, but it looks like he loses 1. Still has 9 vessels though. That's a really healthy vessel count. I would say Tarpman is actually ahead, and I'd say that he's now basically in control of the game. But there is one bright silver lining for Kraazy, and that's his vessel cloud. He's got so many science vessels. I mean, in this matchup, as long as you have the vessels, there's still a way. There's still a way for the Terran to come back, but he's looking mighty low on ground army, and Tarpman's supply is catching up with Kraazy. Again, in this matchup, same with Zerg versus Protoss. Once the Zerg has equal or greater, or even close supply to Terran, you know the Zerg is in a great position. Oh, these dropships playing with fire, flying across like these Scourge. Looks like a little bit of a mini counterattack going on, but just 1 lurker, so it shouldn't be that much. Wow, 5? Is that 5 dropships? Yeah, I heard some Scourge killing some vessels, still 8 vessels. So Kraazy is okay. Where's that second dropship? It probably died, but yeah, 1 dropship getting in, unloading 2 Marines. Tarpman on top of it already, not going to do much damage. Man, this 1 lurker has been holding out against like this huge Marine force for a long time. He's got to be careful, he's stimming his Marines so much. Finally cleans up that single lurker on the field. And now Tarpman with a commanding control of this game. Basically even on workers. Has 5 gas Zerg. This is unbeatable. Almost. Okay, 1 dropship, but with nothing inside. A good eraser though. I mean, I like Kraazy's erasers. I mean, they've killed so many drones. Like this is gonna kill a ton of drones, but I wonder if it's like too little too late almost, right? Oh, this is really good for Kraazy at least though. He will soften up all these Ultras, but he just doesn't have the ground army to follow it up. He just doesn't have the ground army to contest the field anymore. And you can see there's like bits of like Marine medics littered across the field. At this stage of the game, once the Ultralisk comes out and like the Zerg has 4 bases, you can't really split up your Marine Medic like this to cover both bases, because you need all of your units together. Again, Terran is strongest when they're united, right? In a clump. So like just leaving these like small bits of units to get picked off. I mean, Kraazy just doesn't have the ground force to contest this anymore. And yeah, the Zerg is Tarpman just growing out of control. We see a counterattack on Kraazy's 4th, and he cannot lose this. He's mined out in his main, mined out in his natural. He'll be down to 1 base only. And there's nothing, there's like 3 Marines maybe trying to head toward the bunker, but there's 2 Ultralisk and 2 Zerglings here as well. Huge attack by Kraazy at Tarpman's 4th, but again, there's just so much Zerg. There's not enough Terran, just too much Zerg. The attack gets cleaned up completely. He's gonna get some like picks with these vessels and irradiates, but it just doesn't feel like it's enough. A good Scourge intercept, getting a lot of these vessels. Now back down to 8, 4 of them extremely bruised. We see another Marine Medic move out, but again, it's just too small. It's just not enough units to really do anything. And Tarpman taking, what's this, like his six gases? So we do have an injured dropship coming in. I mean, this dropship could get good damage done, but it's only 1 dropship, right? Yeah, and as you can see, yeah, Kraazy becoming resource starved. He doesn't have the economy to keep building his army up. And 2 Ultralisk already out here. Medic, only what's that, like 7 Marines, 1 medic? Not gonna be able to do any damage whatsoever. So at this point, I kind of feel like we're waiting for the end here. Kraazy's trying to get some damage done by flying around his vessels, and I like this. This is really good play, you know, keeping the vessels active, using their energy. But Tarpman is he's just grown too much now at this point, basically, and I don't know if Kraazy can come back, basically. Looks like Kraazy is going to try to make maybe an attack at the main. There's 1 Ultralisk picking up all of these Marines in the middle of the map. I mean, it's just so strong. What was that, like 10 kills already? That 6 armor is so good. Ooh, that was an okay play. It's going to drain the medic energy at least. And yeah, I think we are looking at the end here. This is basically Kraazy's last army. He doesn't have the eco to make another army, basically. He's going to get like this Ultralisk, but there's plenty more Ultralisk and Lurkers, right? Scan going down at natural. That's a huge amount of Zerglings. Those are good irradiates, but okay, this has got to be the end though, unfortunately. Losing all those vessels, that was the last thing keeping the Terran in the game, basically. And yeah, Kraazy does tap out. It's a great game from both players, actually. I really liked how Kraazy played at the very beginning. I thought that he played actually really well. You know, up until basically the mid game. But Tarpman, he just expanded a little too fast, I feel, and managed to outgrow Kraazy. So well done by Tarpman. Okay, so this match will be between Zesky, if I remember, Zesky and Tarpman. Another Zerg versus Terran. So on the top right we have Zesky. I'm not even going to try to guess that color. I guess it's like some kind of tealish color. And the bottom left we have green for Tarpman. So I think so far Tarpman has been undefeated in this group. So let's see if our Zerg champion Tarpman can continue his winning streak and take another game home. Tarpman, obviously a really good player, right? As I have just been saying, right? He's basically the reigning champion of this group. But Zesky is no slouch as well. I played against Zesky many times. I can definitely say he's a really good player as well. So I'm really interested to see how this match ends up. And we do see Zesky with the 8 racks already. Now this 8 racks out of Terran, it's become so popular these days now, especially since you can wall off your natural somewhat. So it makes this build like a really safe to do, right? Especially since you have that wall to fall back on. Tarpman gonna go for that 12 hatch again, so super standard. Unfortunately for Tarpman, he's not gonna be able to get that first scout. So this 8 racks is gonna be able to remain undetected for a little bit. But also fortunately for Tarpman though, because it is cross spawns, like the worst case scenario would have been if Zesky was the top left, right? Since the distance would be close as well. Looks like Zesky double scouting. Gonna be able to figure out that Tarpman is bottom left. First Marine already moving out. Both these SCVs should go down to Tarpman's base. If I recall, this 8 racks is usually done with 2 SCVs and then with rallied Marines. And we see both SCVs coming down now. Tarpman now going to scout Zesky. He's going to see that 8 racks. Spawning pool almost done. But it'll come down to Tarpman's drone control. Can he control well enough to stop this bunker and Marine coming up? Here are the drones coming down now. See if he'll be able to pick off these SCVs and Marines. The dance begins between the drones and SCVs and Marines. He gets one SCV. Zesky's got to be really careful. If he loses that second SCV, the bunker will obviously not be able to finish. But at the same time, Tarpman has got to be careful though, because if he loses just 2 drones, this attack is already worth it. Okay, I saw 1 drone go down. Good control from Zesky. Picking off those Zerglings. Keeping the rush going. Yeah, and if he gets another drone, this attack will already be... Okay, it's already worth it. He killed another drone, gets 3 drones. Yeah, so now the damage done by Zesky to Tarpman, it's definitely already worth it, right? The lost mining time plus the 3 drones plus the forced Zerglings means that although Zesky's command center is a little bit late, eco-wise he's basically ahead. And you can see, right? The worker count. And yeah, now Zesky showing us why exactly 8 racks is so popular these days. The Zerglings which are made, which obviously Zerg would want to make drones instead, right? To better eco. But then you need to make these Zerglings stop the 8 racks, but they can't do anything because there's already a wall, right? So any kind of like utility that the Zerg might have wanted to get early on with these Zerglings, with invested minerals, is basically shut down. Obviously the game is not over, right? I've got to be careful in like calling it too early, but Zesky definitely in a little bit of a lead. Zerg Spire going down. So it looks like Tarpman is going to do a 2-hatch mutaplay as a follow-up. Oh, this is really good. I like this drone pull and this block from Tarpman. Going to prevent Zesky from seeing what his tech is. So a little bit of a win there for Tarpman. SCV going to be forced away. Well, it's going to lose the SCV. Yeah, I think Zesky is just yeah, he's going to lose his SCV. So no more scouts on the map. So basically this means that Zesky will have to probably make his comsat stations a little bit earlier instead of just making SCVs. Yeah, and you can see he puts his comsats down right away because he has to know what the Zerg is doing. Is it a lurker follow-up, right? Is it a Mulus follow-up? So by denying that scout, Tarpman has basically delayed, what was it, the equivalent of like 4 SCVs, because I think it takes like, the comsat takes about 2 SCV time links to build. So Zesky could have had like 4 more SCVs at this time. So definitely a good job by Tarpman. Zesky going for 4 barracks, very standard. Okay, good scan, sees the spire. We've got that flyer +1 attack on the way for Tarpman. Drone already to the 3rd on the bottom right. A little bit of an interesting choice. Well, I guess it's okay. I mean, I would have thought that maybe the top left would be a little bit more of a standard choice, but not a big deal. First Mutalisk coming across the map. Turrets already up in position. +1 halfway done for Terran. And yeah, let's see what Tarpman can get done with his Mutalisk. He's got 5, so yeah, he needs more to get a 1 hit on SCVs and Marines, but gonna go in anyway. Actually, no, it's 1 hit for Marines, but he needs more for SCVs, because SCVs have 60 HP. Yeah, if I recall. Yeah, more Mutalisk coming up now. Ooh, I like this from Tarpman. He's peeling off the damaged Mutalisk and letting them heal. That's a really smart move. Alright, just getting some harass damage done on the front. Man, this turret placement is so good. It covers like this barracks as well. It's kind of crazy. 8 Mutalisks now, so he can 1-hit SCVs now. Behind this, Zesky is going for his factory. And it looks like Tarpman is trying to get something done, but he is bleeding Mutalisk now. Let's see if he peels off those damaged ones. Now he's just going to go in and dive. Gets another Marine. Gotta be careful there. Not to lose too many Mutalisk. Let's see if Zesky does go for that SK style with the 2 starports. So yeah, it does look like he's going for the SK style. He's not going to do any kind of tank push or anything. Lifting off that factory for a little bit of spotting over his natural. At the Zerg base, Tarpman continuing to make Mutalisk, but he is transitioning into Hydralisk and into Queen's Nest, into another evolution chamber. So I do feel like he's going to go into like a lurker switch. A ton of comsats going off. Zesky does see the bottom right, scans the natural, scans the main, sees the tech going down. Now Zesky may be thinking of posturing and moving out. Ooh, his medics are out of position though. Tarpman definitely can do a lot of damage, especially with this high ground ramp. Yeah, he does get a lot of pickoffs. Good initiative by Tarpman. Down to 6 Mutalisk only though. He's got some more here, he's got to link them up. Yeah. I think Zesky a little bit afraid to move out on the map. But this is a really dangerous time for Tarpman since he has no like lurkers or anything out at this position. Yeah, lurker aspect not even done. If Zesky pushes across the map, he could definitely like at least maybe kill the 3rd or even break the natural. But I understand. I definitely understand Zesky's reasoning here, right? You don't know how many Mutalisks are there, right? There could be a huge like Zergling flood or something in the middle, right? You don't want to lose your first medic Marine group. Just a bit more posturing from Tarpman. He is getting almost a pick off there. Gets that medic. That is actually huge. 2 medics are not enough for like all these 12 Marines. You need at least 3. And Tarpman has forced out a lot of stims from Zesky, so these medics are probably running low on energy. Lurkers are now being made, so Zesky Tarpman, pardon me, is definitely probably feeling a lot better. Yeah, and with the vessels out, Zesky is thinking of making a move out onto the field. Scan at the natural again, sees the lurkers, Iggs morphing, so he knows that Tarpman is going into Lurker. A very, very standard play. Follow up from Tarpman. 11 Beetleisk here. Zesky moving across the map with his Marine Medic though. He's probably just waiting for his Science Vessel. If Tarpman comes up and intercepts this vessel, that would be massive, but looks like he's not going to be able to do so. Will he be able to do so? Kills that one Marine there. Just a bit too late. Good control from Zesky though. I think he saw it and he's going to get on top of those Beetleisk. Tarpman bleeding one Beetleisk. Not too bad though, but a few Beetleisk are bruised. Zesky probably going to just sit in front of the Tarpman's natural. Probably going to throw down some Irradiates. Prepare for the late game. We have the same from Tarpman. Yeah, Tarpman getting that Nidus up. Hive up already. Defiler Mound with Consume on the way. Armor for Zerg Carapace on the way as well. Almost done. Zesky gets one Overlord at least. A little bit of a pick off. So the game has now basically stabilized and we will probably be moving into the late game. Is Zesky gonna actually go for this? This is risky. That's a lot of Lurkers. 4 Lurkers? Maybe he can do it though, but with these Beetleisk, I don't know. Is he just gonna be able to break Tarpman here? Wow, he does. He managed to break the front. Tarpman definitely feeling the pressure now. Zesky, yeah, he's gonna try to target down the Nidus Canal, but it's maybe already too much Zerg coming out. And Tarpman does manage to hold this attack at the front with these Beetleisk. Okay, that was so close. That was pretty clutch from Tarpman to be able to defend that. Another Grouper Medic Marine is coming down to pressure the front, but I think that it might not be enough. Well, it depends on the vessel energy, right? If you can get some Irradiates off. 72 in that one, 35 in that one. Yeah, there actually is only 2 Lurker Iggs here, so if these 2 vessels irradiate these 2 Lurkers, and these Marine and Medic attack, you'll be able to break the front. Looks like this command center, 12 o'clock, being taken by Zesky, but it's going to be shut down by Tarpman. Good initiative again by Tarpman, right? Immediately counter-attacking. Drawing off Zesky's Medic and Marine. Zesky moving north to defend. Gets a great Irradiate on these Beetleisk. Looks like Zesky's going to clear out the 12 o'clock and rebuild the command center. 2-1 on the Marines. Pretty good timing upgrade. +1 for Zerg, Carapace +2 on the way. Looks like Tarpman's thinking of taking a 4th. Ooh, Zesky has to contest this. You can't just let the Zerg get a 4th gas for nothing. Terran is basically, in control basically, usually until the Zerg gets the 4th gas. After the 4th gas comes out from the Zerg's macro and their powerful units like the Ultralisk, they can produce so many of them, right? And the game gets really, really difficult. But Zesky looks like he's not going to deny that. He's just going to try to go for another attack on the main. Okay, he sees it now. He might turn around after seeing Defiler and Lurker already there, but looks like he's just going to try to hit the main, or the natural, sorry, of Tarpman. I mean, it definitely is possible. There's so many vessels and so many Irradiates. If he gets all of the Lurkers, he could just probably break in, right? Loses one vessel, gotta be careful. Gets another Lurker. Okay, so no, not bad. Just trading out energy for some Lurkers at the front. He's probably going to cycle around and go to the bottom right now. Oh, he's got to bring his Marine Medic though. There's only one Lurker here. You got to be careful with those vessels. He's going to lose another vessel. Yeah, so he loses another vessel down to 4. Yeah, down to 4 vessels in total. I'm surprised he didn't clear out this fourth. There was only one lurker here. Instead trying to go for the main. Okay, looks like he's spreading out his units for another attack, but there is one lurker. That's a lot of Scourge though. Yeah, I don't think Zesky can break here. Plague's probably going to go down now. That's a huge Plague. He gets a lot of Medic Marine. That's a good pick-off though. He gets a ton of Scourge. $12 taken. Another base taken at the same time for Zesky at the 3 o'clock. But the fourth hatchery is up for Tarpman, or his fourth base, sorry. And that crucial fourth gas. Looks like Zesky is really concentrated at the main. He really wants to break this. Or at least just, you know, soften it up with these irradiates. And I like this play, but this like fourth gas is basically undefended. He sees it now. Let's see, well, kind of. Let's see if he will contest that. Yeah, and he's sending a group of Medic Marine down here. It would be huge if he's able to deny this. Looks like Tarpman's already ready, kind of, though. He's got 2 lurkers here, making sunken colonies, and yeah, with this small force here, he should be able to hold it. Zesky again irradiating the front. Only 3 lurkers here though. And looks like Zesky will make an attack. Is there any Defiler? The Defilers are out of position. Dang, but those spines are really good. Darn, he killed so many Medic Marine. I kind of feel like if Zesky had like a little bit of a better spread, and if he just irradiated before, he could probably have broken this position. He might have won the game right there and then. Yeah, like there's only 1 lurker here. I don't see any Defilers here as well. The closest one is like a bit of a walk away from the Nidus Canal as well, so he could definitely have broken this right here. Looks like Tarpman is going to make an attack on Zesky's 4th, but he gets intercepted by these vessels. They don't have energy though, so at least gets the Defiler. Good Plague though, softening up a lot of these vessels. Drop coming down, but look at that. Tarpman is on top of it. A lurker sitting in the mineral line already. Instant drone pull. Very good job by Tarpman, taking almost no damage whatsoever. Zesky gunning for that Ultralisk Cavern, and he does get it. He does get the Ultralisk Cavern. That's at least a good pick off for Zesky, and that drop was already worth it. Like delaying those Ultralisks, definitely huge. Yeah, 1 Defiler and only 1 lurker defending the front here. Dang, this drop is still going on. Medic Marine pretty good. Finally gets cleaned up by a lot of Zerglings. Yeah, Tarpman's got to be really careful. There's basically only Zerglings defending this front right now. If Zesky goes in with his Medic Marines, he could definitely break this. Deciding to come over here instead with his vessels and irradiate these lurkers. Yeah, the natural for Tarpman basically wide open right now. If Zesky just scans and sees it, he could just stim in and win. Wow, that is so many Medic Marine. One thing I have to say is that like Zesky's like macro is really good. Always keeping his money low, and like, you know, he's got a huge amount of supply. Tarpman making a move out now, thinking of pushing back this Medic Marine at his natural. Gets irradiated though, but does clean up that Medic Marine force. Yeah. And as you can see, 4 gases, but Tarpman is still constrained on gas. His main's probably depleted, yeah, and his natural's not long as well. And especially he lost that Ultralisk Cavern. I don't know if he remade it. Oh, he did remake it, yeah, but it delays the upgrades, right? And it delays the Ultralisks themselves from being built. And with Zesky continuing to irradiate, it's costing, like, he's trading energy for gas units, right? So it's really good. And a huge attack from Zesky coming in now. I like the fire bats. I always like it when Terrans mix in fire bats, you know, at this stage. Yeah, so you can break lurkers even under Dark Swarm. He loses the fire bats, but his medic and marine is in the natural of Tarpman right now. 1 ultras plus 5. He's got full armor, so we'll be able to clean that up. Good swarm control by Tarpman, repelling that attack. I mean, that attack could have gone a lot worse. I mean, a lot better, sorry, for Zesky, right? But good control by Tarpman to limit the damage. Looks like is it Zesky? He's going to come around and try to move past. Oh, he's trying to pick off that Defiler, actually, and he gets it. But there's a lot more Defilers behind that, so. Zesky taking top left now. Switching into battle cruisers. Oh, if the Meatless can get these vessels, that would be huge. And he does. He gets like 4 or 5 vessels. That's really, really good by Tarpman. Looks like Zesky's probably going to come in and try to irradiate a lot of these units. Oh, we have a bit of a counterattack by Tarpman. There's a bunker, but there's nothing inside the bunker, so Zesky repositioning his units to 12 o'clock to defend. Good play. Gonna be able to secure this 12 again. More units being moved down to the bottom right. Another hatchery going down for Tarpman, but Zesky is on top of it. Gonna prevent him from taking more. Can Tarpman save it though? He's got the units here. At the same time, an attack on the 4th of Tarpman. This is probably what's drawing away his attention. Yeah, but with the Lurker and the Ultralisk and the Zerglings, he's going to be able to stop Zesky from taking out this base. Meanwhile, 1 lone battlecruiser, 10 kills. Going to be harassing the 4th. You want to be careful with these battlecruisers though. You don't want to leave them just out in the open because they can get picked off. You want to position them over like the extractors, right? To prevent the Zerg from getting more gas. Good on Zesky, denying Tarpman from getting a 5th. Zesky himself, wow, he's taking so many bases. And what happened to SCVs here, but he's got to resaturate this base. Zesky coming in for another irradiate on these Defilers. Counterattack at 4th, but there is a bunker and units being sent there, so he'll be okay. I'm surprised none of these Defilers got irradiated. He has energy. Ooh, good counterattack here by these Zerglings, just delaying this command center from going up. Good plague. Well, there's only 2 vessels, but at least they're plagued. Here come the rest of the vessels. So this is actually a huge pickup from Zesky, hitting all these high gas units. Again, without another base from Zerg, his gas and mineral income is actually running low. Drop in the main, but is Zesky gonna stim an attack? Could deny this chamber, that would be huge. So at this point, although Tarpman does have the 4 gases, Zesky has managed to delay the Zerg from really moving out in force by continuing to irradiate and kill those gas units that he's basically starved out Tarpman. So Zesky definitely in control of the game right now. However, if Tarpman does get these 2 fresh bases, he's definitely back in it, but I don't think Zesky will let him. You can see he's continually moving across the map, continually denying these bases, putting pressure. Now Zesky moving across the map again. This 4th is basically unprotected. I mean, these Zerglings aren't going to do anything against these upgraded bio, right? Zesky trying to push at this new base as well, getting a ton of irradiates down. Losing some vessels, but at this point Zesky can afford it, I kind of feel. Still hasn't used that drop in the main. Tarpman's going for... he's just gonna lose a couple hydralisks. I think they were probably right-clicked on these or on these vessels, or aggroed on the vessels or something. Zesky scans and sees that there's nothing defending this base now, and he's going to take out this base. Now with this base falling, I don't think Tarpman can recover. I think we might be looking at the end. He needs basically all the resources he can get at this moment. There's so many drones here as well. One Ultralisk comes down, but that's not enough to stop this amount of bio. More Radiates coming down. Looks like Zesky's going to go for a Racer here, and yeah, Tarpman just calls it. Great play from Zesky. Tarpman just bled out. Not enough resources. A great win by Zesky there. Okay, and finally we have, I think, Kraazy versus Too Sexy For You, Rev. So a Terran versus Protoss finally. Protoss player spawning in the top left. Pale yellow color. And Kraazy again, as his chosen green color, spawning at the bottom left. Both of these players are very strong players, of course. They both gave us some great plays. We haven't seen the TVP yet today, Terran vs Protoss yet, so definitely excited to see that. On this map, Retro, I don't know, it's kind of a weird map. Like, again, I kind of feel like, I might be wrong because I haven't looked up the statistics, but I kind of feel like it might favor Terran a bit, because you can hold that third really easily, right? You can wall it off really easily, and then you just have to hold like that, those double bridges, you know, around here, right? So that does give Terran a bit of an edge economically, I believe. Both players playing very standard so far. Nothing crazy like 9-9 gates or something like that. Kraazy setting up a bit of a sim city. Should put his barracks down here. Anytime now. Gateway going up for our Protoss player. Assimilator going up as well. And then we do have a gate scout from our Protoss player. Oh wow, look at this. Kraazy rolling the dice again. Thought he was gonna like... I thought this supply was for some kind of sim city, but he's gonna go for 14 command center. And he's really lucky. He's gonna get away with it, since the Protoss is scouting in the wrong direction. So let's see if Too Sexy For You can, you know, can respond to this 14 command center, because this 14 command center, it's gonna give Kraazy so much economy so fast. I guess a little bit of a silver lining for our Protoss player is that Kraazy is scouting in the wrong direction too, right? So he's not going to be able to like see what he's basically going to follow up his build with. Interesting place where he's putting his barracks. I mean, I guess it is still a sim city, but I kind of feel like you want to put it here, right? I think it is a tight wall against Zealot if you put it here. So Dragoon, first Dragoon coming out for our Protoss player. Dragoon range on the way. Super standard. Kraazy gonna put 4 SCVs to his natural, which is the correct number when you're going 14 CC. Beautiful split as well. Wow, is he gonna like mineral? Okay, if Kraazy managed to block that scout from coming in and kill that probe, like, that would have been insane. No bunker though. That is really kind of late for Kraazy. In fact, the Dragoon is already on the way. I mean, this bunker though, this timing is really, really late, and it's gonna cost Kraazy at least one SCV, right? Usually you want to build a bunker immediately after your barracks is completed. At least gets that probe, gets one worker for one worker. And Kraazy is in our Protoss player's main. He sees the double gate follow up. So this could mean a couple of things, right? The Protoss player, he can go for maybe something like 3 gates and then just try to like range down the bunker in a couple of volleys. Like you don't continually hit the bunker, but you pause and then you just range it down once you have enough Dragoons. Or it could be like, it could be anything. It could be Dark Templar, especially since Kraazy is now basically out of the main. Doesn't know what it is, but we know that as the observer, obviously, you can see that it is going to be just a Nexus follow-up. The Protoss player hitting the front now, causing a little bit of a lost mineral. Lost mineral from repair from Kraazy. Still no robotics or any further tech, so I'm not really sure what Too Sexy for You is trying to do, right? Yeah, engineering bay already down. Siege tank with siege mode on the way. Academy Armory on the way. Okay, still no tech or anything from our Protoss player. This little dance between the Dragoons. Oh, okay, he has enough Dragoons now that he's probably thinking of picking off the SCVs. He gets one, but with siege mode completed, Kraazy is basically safe. And I just wanted to mention that Kraazy pulled the exact amount of SCVs you need. So you basically need 1 SCV per Dragoon hitting your bunker to keep it alive. Okay, we do see the robotics going down finally. And our Protoss player will be taking a 3rd. Oh, look at this though. Kraazy, if he gets this SCV in, that would be huge. And he does. So he basically sees what the follow-up from Protoss is. You can see the 2 gates, and I believe he saw that robotics just warp in. So even if he doesn't see the 3rd base, by seeing like a delayed robotics, I don't know if he can probably guess like it's probably a 3rd base, right? Because you would be asking yourself, where were those minerals spent, right? If your robotics is so late. I mean, you only had 5 Dragoons out at the front, so. Upgrades going down from Kraazy. 3 factories coming down. Now this could develop into 2 things, okay? Since Kraazy went factory and then armory, it could be like a 6 factory plus 1 just off a 14 command center, or he could just be playing like upgrade Terran style, right? With that 1 factory into armory. So we'll see what Kraazy opts to do. Third gate going down, Citadel going down as well. So looks like Protoss is going for fast tech. Or as fast as he can after, anyway, at this stage of the match. Ooh, he's only 2 on gas in the main though, that's not good. You gotta get full saturation. First observer moving across the map. You always want to send your first observer as Protoss to the Terran main to see what they're doing. But he's gonna run straight into this bunker and turret though, and probably gonna lose it without. Okay, good control, good control. Good control from the Protoss. Is Kraazy gonna do some kind of 4 factory push? Yeah, it looks like he's gonna do some kind of 4 factory push. Or maybe not, just to push the Dragoons back. Yeah, starport on the way. Okay, seeing the starport from Kraazy kind of signals that he's going to go into the upgrade style, right? You're going to get the vessel, facility, sorry. 2nd armory right away. So Kraazy will be looking to take a 3rd off this. Protoss, yep. He is going fast tech. Stargate up already. No Arbiter Tribunal though. I think he probably forgot that. You want to get that at the same time basically as your Stargate, especially after going for fast tech. Kraazy really wants to take this 8 o'clock as his third base. Going to use that barracks to spot, drive those Dragoons back, but Protoss is doing a good job of delaying that though. But this is actually a little bit dangerous, having his Dragoons on this side, because they could get like cut off, right? And if he gets cut off, I mean, that would be a huge pickup from Kraazy, especially since there's not that much army for Protoss right now. Okay, good job though. He only lost, okay, he lost a couple of Dragoons, maybe overstaying his welcome a bit. But at least he doesn't lose all the Dragoons. The Kraazy will be able to take his third, more or less uncontested now. There we go, that's a Protoss Tribunal on the way. Upgrades coming, his 2-1 for Kraazy. That's really good timing for the 2-1, by the way. On the Protoss side, let's see what he's scanning. Okay, so Kraazy scans the natural, sees the gate count. He sees the Tribunal as well, so he knows it's going to be Arbiter. I think that at this stage, the Protoss has to really take more bases, and yeah, he is moving across the map to take more bases, but I feel like he could have taken this base a lot earlier, because once you're in the main with your observer, actually I'm not sure if he ever saw like yeah, he never really, I don't think he actually saw like the main. So oh, and this Vulture gonna deny this expansion by the Protoss player. So Kraazy doing a really good job, and he's definitely in a commanding position right now. Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, if you can see what the Terran is doing really early on, if you see Starport behind like the 4 factories, you can basically take 2 bases. Take the 4th and 5th, because you know that the Terran is playing for timing, like an upgrade timing, right? So right now both players are on the same amount of bases. Oh, okay, great play from Kraazy, gonna deny that expansion again. I mean, this is just so painful, so annoying for the Protoss to have to deal with, right? Get some vultures, at least Protoss gonna pick off some vultures in the middle of the map. That's always good. But delaying that 4th and 5th base from the Protoss, that's really huge, right? You really want to be able to take another corner of the map as Protoss, so you can at least begin building a lot of infrastructure, a lot of gates. Oh, he gets this probe again. Okay, wow, that is super annoying for our Protoss player to have to deal with. A really good play on Kraazy's side, I guess. Yeah, Kraazy just moving into basically macro mode, throwing down his factories. He's got to throw down one more. You want at least 9 factories off 3 bases. First Arbiter is out. Well, if he gets this probe again, that would be... Okay, mercifully he doesn't get that probe again. Oh, actually, I take that back. There's already another probe up here, so it wouldn't have mattered. Arbiter now moving across the map. Ooh, these Dragoons bugged out. Dragoon AI, not the best. Wow, that was a huge mine. Killed like 7 Zealots. You really need to be constantly monitoring the map as Protoss with a group of Dragoons to clean up these mines. There's already a wall here, so Protoss will be safe. Yeah, he really needs to like clear up some of these mines. Like, these mines are giving not only vision for Kraazy, but a lot of value. Even if 1 Zealot dies from 1 mine before the big fight, that's already worth it. Kraazy scanning, seeing the Arbiter. He's already prepared recall defense. Maybe not enough, but because you really need mines behind that. No amount of turrets can stop like an Arbiter, honestly. Build like 50 turrets, you'll still be able to get the recall off. But yeah, Kraazy is coming back and remining his base. He's just scanning the army, seeing the army movement. I like how he has one SCP here to, yeah, he's going to expand. But even if he wasn't going to expand, this one SCV here could potentially spot from any Arbiters, you know, coming in, right? From the side of the base. And now Protoss cleaning out the map. Denying Kraazy that vision. A little bit of map control. He's got his own base up. He's got to transfer some probes though. He's got to start building the gate count here. And of course, it's really important to build gateways in another main, so in case your natural is choked off as Protoss, you still have another position where you can macro out from. Looks like Kraazy is thinking of making a move out. He has 175 supply, so that is enough to win one big fight. But Protoss has 3 Arbiters and a lot of stasis. If he can hit this EMP though, that would be huge. And the vessel's picked off. I don't know if you want to take this fight as Terran though. It's kind of being flanked and there's a huge stasis. Huge stasis coming out from the Protoss player. Catching a ton of tanks and vultures. Kraazy kind of on the back foot now, trying to fall back. He's got a lot of factories though. Let's see if he... Okay, he might not have time though. He might have a lot of factories, but he might not have time. Protoss is just coming down into his natural, and this one attack might be it. Yeah, and Kraazy just taps out. Wow, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that coming. I felt that Kraazy was ahead basically the entire game, but just one bad fight from Kraazy and, you know, the Protoss takes the win. It's really, really good play from, I guess, Too Sexy for you, because he had some really, really good stasis. One really, really good stasis, and it won him the game. Okay, we're on to our last match of this group, and it will be Zesky versus Too Sexy again. Another TVP. So we have the purple Terran spawning in the top left, and the light blue Protoss spawning at the bottom left. Let's see what these players are going to go for this match. Pretty sure it's not going to be a 13 command center though. I don't think Zesky, or 14 command center, sorry. I don't think Zesky's really a fan of that in this matchup. And I've never seen our Protoss player here do anything like a 12 next. I feel like he's more of a standard player from what I've seen, so that's probably what I'm expecting. Is he gonna build a wall, or... I guess it could, well, it wouldn't be tight then, right? Would it? If you put a barracks here. But anyway, it could just be for SimCity, right? You could also put a barracks here. Alright, these positions are close. So if there's any kind of 2-base push, I guess this would favor Zesky, if he so chooses to do so. However, on this map though, since the pathing automatically takes your units up the high ground, which is here, can get kind of a little bit weird, right? And Zesky does put the barracks here, so I guess he's gonna wall it off with another supply depot right here. Zesky starting the scout. Gateway simulator coming down for our Protoss player. Not going to do gate scout this time. Probably going to do cybernetics core and then scout, which is really, really usual. Yeah, and he is going to scout after that. Interesting, Zesky does cross spawn scout first. Fortunately, it's not cross spawn. And our Protoss player going to be able to scout the Terran first. Okay, so well, Zesky is not going to do a 14 command center, but he is going to do barracks expand. Fortunately, it is going to be scouted by our Protoss player immediately. Dang, that's not tight. I thought that was like, I thought that wall was tight. I guess not. Okay, command center going down. Supply depot to follow, I think, and then gas. Dragoon on the way from our Protoss player. No range, so he's probably going to get a Nexus. Yeah, we do see a Nexus follow-up from our Protoss player. So both these players choosing to go for a little bit of more economical build this time. This will definitely favor Zesky a little bit. I think Rax expansion is better than rangeless expand. You can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But that's what I've been led to believe. So Zesky crucially gets his scout back in the Protoss base. So especially since this is rangeless, this could trick the Terran into thinking that like, why aren't you like hitting my bunker, right, with your Dragoon? So it could be like DT or Dark Templar or Reaver or something like that. But since Zesky does get a full scout off, he's going to see that it's basically rangeless expand. He saw the Nexus, right? And he saw the robotics coming down. But yeah, he sees range dust starting now. So he's definitely got to be feeling good right now. Factory going down for Zesky. SCV still alive in the base. Still seeing everything. But be picked off now, finally. Zesky thinking of trying to push away this Dragoon. Three Marines can actually push away a Dragoon, especially without range. So you definitely got to be careful as Protoss. Factory add-on coming down. Armory behind it. So it is going to be observatory. Interesting. So Too Sexy is playing really safe. And he went for a little bit of a faster greedy expansion, which was, you know, completely safe to do since he saw Zesky go for a faster expansion. But he's going to go for observers behind it. And then triple gateway. So this is like super standard, super safe. In fact, I think the safest, one of the safest builds you can do. I almost wonder if it's a little bit too safe, since he knows that Zesky went for fast like expansion, right? Double machine shops coming down. Academy Armory. Okay, so seeing Zesky do this, I predict that he's going to go for like some 6 factory plus 1 build. That's just my prediction, like from seeing this. Range finally done, gonna be hitting that barracks. Third going down for our Protoss player. Let's see. First observer on the way. He's going to be able to see everything this time. No turrets, so. Our pylon coming down. With this observer in the base, I'm kind of interested to see what our Protoss is going to follow up with. He's going to see the third factory come down. He's going to see no starport and anything like that. If he sees another factory come down, he should know that this is some kind of like push, right? Because there's no starport or no like fast command center or something like that, right? Especially if he checks the 12 o'clock. Let's see if our Protoss player can respond with the right thing. So far so good. You definitely want a Citadel, you definitely want the Zealot Lig Speed, right, to deal with some kind of a push, which we know is coming out of Zesky. Yeah, he should know, like, definitely for now, like synchronized upgrades on the 2 machine shops. Looks like Zesky's gonna push out right now with 5 tanks, 4 Marines, but this is so dangerous. The Protoss player has a great arc and he picks off 1 tank, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, and he gets a Vulture as well. Yeah, that was a little bit ambitious by Zesky. I definitely think that oh, he's going to lose another Vulture as well. Got to reset those rallies. Yeah, that was definitely ambitious from Zesky, trying to move out with those tanks. And good play by our Protoss player, intercepting it. Yeah, Zesky scanning and seeing all the tech coming down from our Protoss player, seeing the 3rd base. And you can definitely tell that Too Sexy is definitely worried about a 2 base like push, throwing down a ton of gateways and getting lig speed, right? Before getting the Templar Archives. But it almost seems like Zesky is like not going to do so, like a 2 base push anymore, because I do see a facility coming down, starport coming down. He might still do it, but it kind of feels like he's kind of moved into like a jack of all trades build. No, where you could go for a 2 base push or you could expand, but losing those like tanks there, really hurts the Terran. I mean, I can understand why he's going for a 5th factory as well. Even if you do want to expand, you definitely need more units even to be able to claim the 3rd base. That's so many gates already. What's that, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gates? Getting his Stargate up. So definitely Protoss ahead right now. Wonder if Zesky will make another attempt for a push, or will he just try to expand out of this? Looks like 6th factory going down. So I do think he's actually just going to go for another push. Since if he was going to expand, he would have got it already, or started this command center. He might not, but feels like you would have want to get your command center before, you know, adding on so many factories. So it is going to be Arbiter from the Protoss. I don't know if he sees it or not in the scan, but maybe he can scan later and find out. So yeah, actually it does look like it is going to be a expand out of Zesky, but looks like a huge attack coming from the Protoss player. I don't know if this is going to work though. Zesky has tanks on the high ground and he has a lot of units here. Like getting those like 5 factories and then the 6th one before expanding is really paying off. Like I don't think this is enough for the Protoss to break the Terran. Gonna lose a lot of units here though, from both sides. Wow, that was really close. It was down to the wire basically. But yeah, just not enough Protoss to stop the Terran. And I like that SCV block. Really need to, you know, clean up those offensive Dragoons at the 3rd. So I think with that attack, Zesky's definitely back in the game. I mean, sure, he lost a lot of his tanks and his tank count was reset. But he's in definitely a lot better position than he was before, because the Protoss lost his entire army, right? For that attack. And yeah, he did see that Arbiter Tribunal and the Stargate blinking, so he knows it's going to be Arbiter play. So I'm really liking that decision making from Zesky after that failed attack, because he scanned, he saw the high gate number, So he decided to go 5 factories, even one extra one, before 6 factories before getting a third. Just to counter maybe some kind of like huge Protoss attack, and that's exactly what happened. So he correctly analyzed what he saw, and he prevented the Protoss from taking the win right there. Just a little bit of being annoying from Terran again, denying that probe. And now both players just re-macroing up and going into the late game. Ooh, these two vultures here. Not able to deny the 4th base. Again, these Dragoons bugged out. Yeah, it's just because this map, like the pathing is such that if you click anything from the main or natural directly down to the opposing base, they will try to funnel through this high ground, as I mentioned at the very beginning, so it really screws up the AI. So we have 9 gates out from our Protoss player. He has to get more than 9 gates though, because Zesky already has 9 factories himself. And if you match the Terran by production, Terran is definitely ahead. I think the rule is you need at least like 3 or 4 more gates or something than the Protoss. I mean than the Terran, sorry. And then in the late game you want like 20, I think 20 gates split between the 2 bases, 20 plus gates. And I think the rule for bases is you want to be 2 bases up against Terran always, if I'm not mistaken. So now we see the Terran just mining up his bases, preparing for that recall. But our Protoss player threads the needle, he gets the recall in anyway. Right on top of where there are no mines. Let's see what damage he can get done. Targeting that factory. That could be, that actually is a good choice. You want to either target the SCVs, the supply depots, or the factories. Like one of the 3, right? He's going to get that science facility. Is there no vessel? I don't think there's any vessels out, so that's actually huge. Delaying like any kind of counter arbiter play. Does lose a lot of units though for that. And he gets 1 factory. So overall, I think that recall was not too worth it. He did delay the science vessel timing, and he got 1 factory, but he lost a ton of units for it. Okay, Zesky just standing in the front, trying to find where the army is. Okay, 2-1 for the Terran. 1-0-0 for the Protoss. Oh, he's not getting +2. I mean, like Terran upgrades are more important than Protoss upgrades, but you don't want to be fighting like maxed out Terran mech with full upgrades on like just 1-0, right? You want to at least try to match the weapons upgrade with the Terran upgrade. More scans going down. Zesky sees that Protoss is taking his 5th base. It looks like Too Sexy is just splitting up his army, splitting up his arbiters. That's really, really good play, since he doesn't know that there's like no vessel, but there could be one out, right? And if you group your arbiters and get EMP'd, that could be game costing, right? It could cost you the game. I wonder if he's going to try for another recall, or if he's just like positioning his army. Zesky sees that army getting positioned though. I mean, this is a huge like concave, like a really good place to set up an arc, especially since the Terran has to move out across this like small narrow choke. Oh no, is he gonna make an attack? I don't think this is the right call though. I mean, these are really clump tanks, but the supply is really good for Terran. That's a huge stasis though, that's really, really good. Another beautiful stasis. Let's see if the Protoss can break through though. He is going through this like narrow choke though. Losing a ton of units coming down the choke, and now the stasis kind of working against him, building a bit of a barrier. And yeah, he has to retreat. Yeah, good attempt by the Protoss, but just a little bit too much Terran in there. Did he lose his Arbiters though? Where is his Arbiters? Yeah, I think he lost his Arbiters in that fight as well, so definitely Zesky in a commanding position now. He's also already taking a 4th there, so he'll be able to basically saturate the 4th at the same time while pushing, which will allow him to control or protect that 4th. I heard some turrets going off. I thought it might have been a recall. Zesky pushing out across the map now with a huge army. 3-2 on his upgrades. 1-0 only for Protoss and no Arbiter or any kind of High Templar. So this army is going to get steamrolled by Terran. Oh, he's got to bring everything. Probably going to have the engagement here in the middle of the map. This is a really tall task if the Protoss can beat this. He has a good surround though, those flanking Zealots, but without any higher tier tech units like the Arbiters or Storms, I don't think he can win. Yeah, and you can see that he loses basically his entire army, and he's not running away with the Dragoons, so these Dragoons will be cleaned up if he continues to fight. He can't be taking this trade right here. Finally, some High Templars are coming out, but he doesn't even have enough for Storm yet. One Arbiter out, but still going to be some time before he can get energy. And Zesky is not giving him the time to build up his army and reset. A little bit of a flanking action from these Dragoons. That's always good to catch some of the reinforcements, but how is he going to deal with the main army right here? And a great EMP hits. Doesn't hit the Templar, but the Templar doesn't have energy for Storm anyway. And too sexy losing that Arbiter again. Protoss is definitely against the ropes right now. At least he does have these 4 gateways here to produce. But soon he's going to be choked off from his main gateways. And 4 gateways isn't enough. Oh, but looks like Zesky is just moving back. Okay, I guess Zesky decides that he doesn't have enough forces to really hold the natural, so he's just going to move back and play split map, I guess. Going to defend his expansions. So definitely giving Too Sexy a bit of breathing room, and he's definitely back in the game now. His supply is good. Arbiters, more Arbiters on the way. Second Stargate, definitely overdue, on the way. Bleeding a lot of units to random mines though, I saw, so you gotta be a bit careful there. Now he's clearing out the mines, which is good. Yeah, he's getting a lot more gateways in the bottom right. So definitely coming back in this game. Yeah, Zesky definitely playing for split map scenario now. I think he didn't think he had enough left in the tank to really push the issue, and which isn't a bad call. I mean, he's definitely getting running low on minerals, right? He only has the 3rd base, the 4th base, and the 5th is not up yet, so. Or Protoss still has his 4th and 5th and a little bit of his natural. With a huge attack in the main against the Terran. But again, the Protoss is attacking into an entrenched Terran with 2-0, and the Terran is basically maxed out with max upgrades, sorry. And with max upgrades and you know, a decent chunk of army, Terran trades so very well against Protoss. A little bit of a counterplay going on here, trying to deny the Protoss another base. But Protoss gonna clean that up. Protoss definitely needs this base. He needs at least the mid left or mid right to continue on, because he's basically mined out as well. Like, he has 2 bases here, but you really do need to at least have 1 more base than the Terran at all times. Like 1,000 mineral, like 1.3k minerals might seem like a lot, but that's like what, like 13 zealots, right? And that can be eaten up by a minefield, or basically when you attack into any entrenched like Terran position, right? So he definitely needs another base, which he does have, which is good. Ooh, this is a little bit risky, a little bit greedy here. I don't know if Zesky can hold that. Especially with Arbiter out of field now. No Arbiter defense at top right? So any kind of a recall play definitely can be really devastating. More Vulture counterplay happening. He might be able to slow down this expansion though. That's a lot of Vultures, and with these upgrades and only 1 cannon, he'll be able to chew through these defenses, and the probes are not being pulled away. So you could potentially lose a lot of this. Again, these mines doing so much damage. The pathing playing into Zesky's hands. He was trying to, like, I think attack his army up to this base, but fortunately the pathing, running his units into the mines, taking a ton of damage. At least Protoss does save the base, but he lost a lot more than 400 minerals, you know, doing it. So full saturation on both these bases now. And yeah, the Protoss again running out of money now, right? The bank is completely used up. If he can stabilize and get another base, he should be okay, but even then Zesky is still mining more than the Protoss, right? Okay, looks like Zesky planning to do an attack, planning to shut down this 3rd base. At the same time, a Zealot counterattack going towards Zesky's new expansion. Going to shut that down. Ooh, that's a good stasis. You get another stasis in. Yeah, that is a really good stasis. Unfortunately, the pathing and like this high ground, this like ramp is not allowing the Protoss to capitalize on all these stasis. I don't know if he'll be able to clean up all these units. It's right next to Zesky's main as well, so he can reinforce right away. Yeah, that was a good attempt by the Protoss, but just not able to clean up these units. I would like to see maybe a recall instead from the Protoss to hit the expansion, so Zesky in the top right. They're completely undefended, and it would definitely shut down like the remaining mineral like mining bases from Zesky. So, oh, look at this carrier switch. Is that only +1 though? No, he's already got +1 for this carrier, so it's not that bad. Unupgraded carriers, like basically, like they basically don't even do damage to Goliaths, which are fully upgraded, right? But it looks like +2 is on the way for the carriers. Oh, let's see if Zesky can see. Okay, Zesky sees it for sure. He sees the double cybernetics core. He sees them both blinking, so he knows it must be a carrier switch. Zesky is maxed out though, so he can't actually produce Goliaths. So this will trigger him to do some kind of attack to throw away supply. Oh, he's going to get a lot of probes here. A lot of probes if he's paying attention. Okay, fortunately, Too Sexy was paying attention, being able to pull away those probes and save them. Yeah, Zesky making an attack right away. Just to throw away supply even, right? So he can build some Goliaths. How many carriers does he have? 5 carriers. Okay, so he's basically almost to the magic number of 6. 4 carriers is where things start getting bad. 6 is when they like start getting really, really bad. But it's when they get to like 8 or more that it feels really, really hard to play against as Terran. But at least Zesky has a lot of like money in the bank. He has a lot of resources, and 4 starports, so he's definitely going to go Wraiths to counter this. Oh, he's getting a lot of the probes as well. So this is definitely good for Zesky. Too Sexy really needs to save like these bases. He cannot afford to lose any of his bases. And he's got the carrier count, but not the bank. Interceptors do cost money. Well, this base is already mined out, so it's not that important. But yeah, Protoss gonna lose that bottom right natural base. That's pretty huge. Zesky making 4 Wraiths at once. Does he have the cloak? I didn't notice if he got cloak or not. He is getting ship weapons as well though, so a little bit of a nice touch. I like this carrier switch, definitely. Wow, that's 1 injured carrier. I like that carrier switch by Protoss, but I can't help but feel it's maybe a little bit too late. He has 8 carriers now, so that is something. That is huge. But he just doesn't have the bank to sustain these 8 carriers. And Zesky, he's not mining this, but if he was mining this, then it truly would be over. The carrier or no carrier. And yeah, it looks like Zesky's just gonna try to like fight and take out this top right. He might not even need the Wraiths if he has enough Goliaths. Yeah, that is a lot of Goliaths. It is 8 carriers though. That is quite a few carriers. That's 10 carriers now. He's got to be careful not to lose one of these carriers in transition. And he does get one picked off. 9 carriers now. He's got to micro them. +2 on the interceptor, so not too bad. Zesky moving his Wraiths down now. Oh, very nice job. One carrier picked off. Cloak has been researched, but there is an observer, so these cloaked Wraiths aren't going to do that much damage. But at this point, even though the Protoss has so many carriers, he can't do any damage from them because Zesky is basically pinning the carriers here to defend this last mining base. And I don't know how long the Protoss can hold out. I don't think that Protoss can actually hold out for that much longer. He loses another carrier, down to 6 carriers now. Dark Templar on the way. Desperation Dark Templar. Oh, it gets unpowered so the Dark Templars don't even finish. Zesky basically taking every last base except for this one now on the map. More Wraiths coming in. At this point, it doesn't even matter if he can see a Wraith. There might be just so many Wraiths and Goliaths that, I mean, they'll just chew through the carriers anyway. And yeah, it looks like Zesky's just brute forcing his way up the ramp. Picks off another carrier. 4 carriers left. I think this is the beginning of the end. Protoss only has 63 minerals. He can't even rebuild his interceptors. So we should be seeing the good game out from Too Sexy at any time now. Triple defensive matrix. Invincible Goliath. And we have good game. Great play from Zesky. Great play from our Protoss player as well. I think we had a set of really good games. Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. I'm sorry I'm not, it's my first time basically running a stream. And I know it's not that great, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope everyone watching, if you haven't signed up for the CPL League and you play Starcraft, you definitely should. It's a great place to start to learn how to play this game. And if you're really, really good at Starcraft already, please consider becoming a coach and helping those like myself, which aren't that good at this game, get better. Alright, see you next time.